Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, host extraordinaire Megan Ruffles will show us an easy-to-assemble, irresistible Christmas tree charcuterie board. Plus, TV6's William Ingalls is on a festive mission to track down the brightest and boldest holiday light displays in the viewing area. We'll show you where he's been and where he's headed to next. And later in our Wins of the Weekend, from the Adler Theater to a stage at the River Center, we celebrated the holidays with the art of dance. More on that still to come. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live on this Monday, December 15th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. Kyle will join us in just a few minutes. While the holidays are all about gathering around the table with family and friends, but if the thought of setting that table feels a little intimidating, we've got you covered today. Joining us with a How to Set the Table for the Holidays 101 is Megan Ruffles, also known as the Chicish Chick. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
You nailed it.
Thank you. Chicish Chick. Say it 3 times fast. It's not so easy, but I do love the name. It's so easy to find you on social media, which we will get to in just a few minutes. But let's start with the basics of table setting. What are some of the simple placements that everybody should remember, but we so often forget?
Yeah, so I always like to start with the centerpiece first.
Okay.
I find it easiest to start in the center and then work my way out. So today I've done a really simple runner. And you can do a tablecloth if you want to instead. And then I've done a really simple centerpiece with this faux greenery, just kind of festive and fun for the holidays. Yeah. There are lots more elaborate examples on my Instagram page, but if you're feeling stuck for the centerpiece, a lot of times I like to do flowers, candles, and food.
Okay.
So you gather those things together and you've got yourself set for the centerpiece. So today I've just done really simple so that we can stick with the basics.
I like that because you mentioned that there are so many more elaborate things that you can do, but we don't want to kind of squeeze those folks out that are already intimidated by the whole process by making them feel like they've got to do something crazy. So I love this look. I love the simplicity and the beauty of all of it. And then you have the plates here in front. So kind of go through everything how you have this set up here.
Sure. So then you can move on to if you want a placemat or a charger. And a lot of times I like to do 2. I like to double up with either 2 placemats or a placemat and a charger. Okay. I just think it makes it look really luxe, really expensive, and just adds a little bit more texture and visual interest to it. And it doesn't fall quite as flat as when you just do 1. Yeah. So then you can move on to your plates. We've got a dinner plate and a salad plate. A lot of times, if you follow me on social media, you'll see that I'll do an actual salad on the salad plate, but you can do an appetizer or a dinner roll or dessert, so that's up to you. But this is where people get stuck.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about our mistakes that we often make.
So the most common mistake I see is people don't know where the silverware goes.
Yep.
So we're gonna take it back to kindergarten. Do you remember the song, The Wheels on the Bus?
Yes.
So this is what I've come up with to help everyone remember.
Excited.
It's the forks go on the left, knife and spoon on the right, knife and spoon on the right,
knife and spoon on the right.
So
forks go on the left, knife and spoon on. I love that.
Yes, so that is going to help you remember. And then once you know that, you can see that the glasses go with the knife and the spoon. So
okay, that is like a really nice device to try and remember it. I always try and remember the movie Pretty Woman because I feel like she had to learn how to what all her forks and spoons meant, but I don't remember. So I'm going to use Wheels on the Bus. Okay, I love that idea.
Use Wheels on the Bus. It'll help you. I find that it just kind of
once you sticks with you.
It sticks with you, and so that is what I found works best. But then the last thing is you can decide if you want what kind of napkin you want. So I've done a really fun napkin fold today with this bow, but there's so many things that you can do with a napkin, like it's limitless. So use your creativity, and there's tons of napkin folding tutorials out there.
There are. Okay, and is that something that you have also done on your social media, like these demos and things?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can show you this one. This one's so easy.
Okay.
So, and don't worry so much about the creases in your napkin because you're gonna fold it up. So if your napkin's a little wrinkly, don't worry about it.
Okay.
So we're gonna start here. Fold your napkin into a triangle.
Okay.
And then bring the point down.
Okay.
And then fold your napkin up.
Okay, just kind of inch.
Yep.
Okay.
So then once you've got that, you're doing good.
Okay.
No, that's perfect.
Okay.
So then you're going to fold that over
Okay.
and then cross that. And then you see how this has created a bow? Mm-hmm. So then you can put your napkin ring, slide the end through the napkin ring.
Where did I go wrong?
No, you're doing perfect. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yep. And so then you just slide this through.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Uh-huh. And then you can slide it through and you've got yourself a bow. You can
Oh my gosh.
do a little zhuzhing, you know.
I have a little work to do, but
Hey.
that's cute.
Yeah. And so it's super easy. Once you get the hang of it, you know, you can kind of just do some adjusting.
Oh my goodness.
To get that. You know,
I love
fluffy.
that. And a good example on the screen right now, too, is of Megan and these demos that she does. Very easy for you, the way that she sets up her camera and her phone or whatever it is you use. I mean, it's like the perfect point of view reference, so that if you physically have these items in front of you, she is showing you exactly what to do, just like she did for me here on TV, right? That's a pressure cooker. And so if I can do it, you certainly can, too.
Yeah.
One thing that I like that you mentioned, and this kind of falls under the category, right, these bow napkins, is what you like to call doodads.
The doodad. So the doodad is the last step in the process, and it's just something a little extra, just kind of makes your table pop. It makes your guests feel welcome. You could do like a little name card holder or something to make it a little bit more personalized, but something like a bow napkin is kind of like the doodad. It's like the icing on the cake. It makes it really special. So that's the last step of the process.
A little bit of your personality in there. Wonderful. Okay, so you can follow Megan online on social media at The Chicish Chick anytime. I mean, she's on all social media. Right there is her Instagram page. She's on TikTok as well. So once again, that's at The Chicish Chick. She's going to be back with us later in this half hour for a demonstration on crafting a Christmas tree charcuterie board. So we will look forward to that. Megan, thank you, and we will see you in just a few minutes. Thank you so much. Coming up on QCL, get ready to be dazzled. TV6 News anchor William Ingalls is showing us the best holiday light displays around as part of his Holiday Lights tour. We'll get details next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
The holiday season is shining bright across the Quad Cities, and one of our own is on a festive mission to find the most dazzling displays around. KWQC Evening News anchor William Ingalls has been hitting the road for his Holiday Lights tour, showcasing the homes and neighborhoods that go all out to spread some of that seasonal cheer. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, of course, it's fun to talk about.
Yeah, you've been busy here over the last several weeks, and this is such a great idea. So tell us how you got this idea, because I know you did this previously in Rockford.
Yes, I was in Rockford. This started in 2020. I was a brand new reporter, and you have to come up with your reporter pitches. Anyone who's been through it knows what it's like.
It's tough.
COVID was a tough time to pitch for Fridays because you couldn't go inside because of COVID, couldn't go outside because we're in the Midwest in December. So I thought, what was the one thing you could do? You could go to Christmas lights. And it's funny, even talking to people this year, it's that kind of that line of demarcation for them where they went from putting up a lot of lights to I am the Clark Griswold of the block. And I mean, the people have just, I did it because I thought the lights would be really cool to take up the drone. And they are, but the people just have really brought it home. People who like make their light displays a way to donate to charity, or just like, hey, we put up like these songs, like you can pick which song you want up here. Like we do this to make other people happy and spread holiday cheer. And it's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, and that's kind of how you get those ideas. As a reporter, you may think you're going into a story, you may think, this might not be anything, but you actually physically talk to these people, and there's always a story. So we're looking at some of the drone video that you've shot for a series of these stories that you're doing. So how did you compile this list of best holiday light displays? How did this all start, gathering your displays?
For here, there's actually a pretty big holiday lights community. I was surprised, and I was thankful because they did a little bit of the legwork for me, at least for the first couple years. Of finding a number of these places. In Rockford, it was really funny because I thought we'd get 1 million submissions. I got none.
Really?
it was that.
So you really did have to do all the work.
It was Thursday. It was Thursday. This big series I pitched was coming up on Friday. I had nothing.
Oh no.
And so I basically drove around. I found one, and that's kind of where I found the people were going to be really cool because the first person I found in Rockford did all of the lights. He was like 78 years old.
Wow.
And he did them all for his late wife. He said his wife made him promise, and he delivered on that promise. So 2 of the houses you've seen, including that That's 37 feet tall, that Santa Claus.
37
feet.
Oh.
They were saying, like, yeah, we can't put up Santa unless the wind's like less than 8 miles an hour.
Oh, gosh, and that's hard this time of year.
I know. I was just like, well, when am I ever going to see
picked
Santa?
a good day.
And I did. I was like, well, how big could this Santa be? It's that big.
Yeah, and I mean, that puts it into perspective right there. Wow, that's an incredible display. So is it just individual residents that you're featuring, or have you featured businesses as well?
I featured a couple as well. We'll be showing, you guys had Symphony of Lights on earlier. They'll be airing this week. I believe we have that tomorrow.
Okay.
The house that you saw with the Santa, there's an amazing story behind it. That's a 16-year-old that does a lot of that.
Really?
And he has a really cool thing that he does with those lights. I'm very excited you have seen that promotion coming up a couple times. That'll be this Thursday at 6 and 10. So a lot of great stories.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's hard to pick a favorite, but have you had any favorites for this year's holiday tour?
This year, probably the Santa has to be that one. Because, I mean, just we go our whole lives trying to, figure out, they talk about giving in the holiday spirit and being in the holiday spirit. That kid has figured it out at a very young age, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah, 16 years old. I mean,
and he started when he was 5. And it's just like, yep, his dad was talking. We found like a little Mickey Mouse, like snow globe blow up, and his smile, he was beaming through the cart, and it's been game on ever since.
Oh, that is incredible. And that's got to be cool for you. I mean, because, we were just talking, you got a pretty hard news interview that you just got done doing, but this is something different for you. I mean, it's not crime or anything like that.
Right, I know, yeah, and it's one thing that when we talk about doing like a special in the news, it's like, oh, there's like some bad stuff. Yeah. There's nothing bad to be seen here unless
this isn't gotcha journalism.
This is not gotcha unless you look at the electric bills. Although so many of these are LEDs now, so like even like, man, like what's the cost? They're like, not much.
Yeah.
And, hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, and you kind of touched on this earlier, but what are some of the other reasons that these homeowners have given you as to why they're doing the display? Obviously, that one story you shared of that 70-year-old man, honoring his late wife, but there's also some backstory to some of the other ones as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool backstories with some of them. What's really cool that I've seen, it'll come back up here. The first house we did was in Clinton, actually like 5-10 minutes away from Symphony of Lights. This house. So,
look at that.
So many of them are just for Christmas or for the holiday season. That guy does it. Tim Grinnell, he does almost every holiday.
Does he really?
I've seen some that'll do Halloween and then Christmas. Yeah. He does like Veterans Day, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. I'm like, okay, you know what? If you're gonna do the work, let it work for you, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, he does a ton of them.
So is he syncing this with music? Is that
yes, a lot of that syncs with music, and he actually expanded to his neighbor's house. If you see, it'll be to the top right. We might catch just a glint of it, but yeah, that was so funny. And he's thinking of moving to a bigger space because he wants to grow his light display. That's some of my favorites too.
The sole reason he wants to move is for this light display.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, we got to get more space. I don't have enough space.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of these have already aired, and I know you have a few more this week, right?
Yes, it'll be a busy week. Again, Symphony of Lights tomorrow, the House with the Giant Santa on Thursday, and then we go out to Muscatine for Friday. So.
All right, so tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 and 10, you can catch those stories. Also, I know you've been posting these on your Facebook page.
Yep.
We have them on kwqc.com, and then you're kind of compiling them all for a special on Christmas Day.
Yes, we crescendo. We put them all together along with a couple of other things we've thrown in, and that'll be Christmas Day at 4 o'clock.
All right, so in place of the 4 p.m. news. So since you've started this series here at KWQC this year, have you gotten a lot of inquiries of, hey, you need to come to my house?
We've started to get them to trickle in.
Okay.
I imagine by the end of the year and going into next year, when we kind of have a bit of a proof of concept, it's like, this is what it looks like. This is the standard, more or less, because a lot of people have great displays. They have great displays, but I'm looking for the Griswolds. Okay,
all right.
Like, we gotta find.
You heard it here.
We gotta find the ones that are going all out. And you know what? There's no shortage of them. So I think we'll have a lot of great houses for years to come. Because I mean, that's year 1, year 2, year 3 can be great. As you go on to 5, 6, 7, 8, it's like, all right, anybody looking to start a big Christmas display by chance?
All right, William.Ingles at KWQC.com. If you've got that display, he'd like to hear of it.
And
again, you can catch that holiday special coming up, the KWQC Holiday Lights Tour, Christmas Day at 4 p.m. Well, thanks so much. And
thank you.
We'll see you at 6 and 10. We'll still head on QCL. Holiday hosting made easy with the stylish, chicish chick. She's back after the break with a festive Christmas tree charcuterie board that you want to have on your table this holiday season.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
And functional way. If you're looking for a festive and functional way to wow your holiday guests, consider a show-stopping centerpiece that also doubles as an appetizer. The chic-ish chick, Megan Ruffles, is back with us now. And Megan, this time you are actually going to show us how to craft a Christmas tree charcuterie board. So if you already follow Megan on social media, you may have already seen the video, but you brought the finished product in with you here today.
I brought the finished product with tips for, I think that'll just help you kind of visualize it in a step-by-step way.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. We all appreciate that. So let's start at the beginning, though. It's a great idea. What inspired you to do something like this?
I think these boards are always so fun and festive for the holidays. So everyone loves a charcuterie board, meats, cheeses. I'm adding some pickles here. You can do veggies, you can do fruit. The sky's the limit, so you can really tailor it to whatever your tastes are. So I always like to create something fun and festive around the holidays, and what better way than meats and cheeses?
Yeah, I feel like I'm one of those people, and every time you're on the show, I think I say this, and it's not meant to sound self-deprecating, but I am definitely one of those people that, like, I didn't get the creative genes. I didn't get the creative bone. Like, my mom has it, maybe my daughter. I definitely don't see things like a finished product like that. So we need people like you to show us how it all works. So I guess walk us through it.
Sure.
How does somebody get started?
So the first thing you're gonna need is gather up all your favorite snacks. Grab some regular sized toothpicks.
Okay.
And then just fill your toothpicks with the snack. So because I'm doing a tree here today, I'm putting a pickle at the bottom.
Okay.
And so you can see that on the finished board here, I've got a row of pickles on the bottom. And then we're gonna outline the tree with pickles as well.
Okay.
So I've got a pickle, salami, mozzarella ball, and then a cherry tomato. So you wanna start by putting all of your skewers on the bottom. So a really easy way to do that is just to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, yes.
So
you do make it sound pretty straightforward, yes.
So once you have those assembled, then you can start to fill it out with these little pickles. These are technically cornichons, so they're a little bit smaller, and I find that they bend a little bit more than your regular dill pickle, which makes it look a little more tree-like.
Yeah.
So then you can kind of fill in the outside
I see the outline of your tree.
So once you've got your skewers, then you can sort of outline with these little.
And people too, I mean, I love everything that you've chosen for your charcuterie. I already said, like, all those things look delicious, and it's making me hungry. But there are ways as well for people to kind of customize the foods on their charcuterie board to their guests or to themselves as well.
So if you've got dietary restrictions or picky eaters, you know, you can skip the salami or you can skip the cheese, whatever it is that you don't want to include, you can do that. So you could do a veggie one, all veggie, but it would be still really beautiful.
Yeah, it would be colorful.
Yeah. So then once you have your pickles, then you can start to kind of add a little zhuzhing, right?
Yes.
So then you can go in with some rosemary, or you can use parsley, whatever fresh herbs you have or want to purchase.
Add a little bit more of that greenery.
Just kind of makes it look a little bit more eye-catching and a little bit more festive.
I love that.
Then you can go in and just fill in all of the blank spots.
Now you have cheese stars as well, and so maybe you were already going to get to that, but how did you make these so perfectly? Do you have like a kind of a cookie cutter type of?
I have a set of mini cookie cutters that I use for all of the holidays. My cookie cutter collection is out of control.
I like that though. I like that because we are in the midst of right now white elephant parties. We're in the midst of getting cute little gifts for our friends and our family members.
Exactly.
And I think that that's not something that I would have thought about, but there's probably somebody in your life that is really like into making boards or cooking and things like that, and maybe that's something they don't have. So.
Yeah, and I find that the best cheese to use when you're cutting out with a cookie cutter are these pieces of cheese called cracker cuts.
Yeah.
They're a little bit thicker than your average cheese slice, but they just cut so nicely and they're the perfect width.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna fill these in.
Oh, cute. I love it. And how it's art. So when you brought this and put it on the table, I did think that was like the finished product. So you've really turned it into an even more beautiful charcuterie board. And I have seen some of the things that you do as well. Like did you recently make one that was like a wreath shape as well?
That one's probably a little bit more beginner than this. So if you want to start there, you can then maybe graduate on. Both are pretty easy, but the wreath is just a circle. So you really can't mess that up.
You can't mess it up, but I want wanted to say it, right? For people who may be making their first charcuterie board.
Yeah.
I love that. And it's still so colorful and beautiful. And one thing that I do want to mention as well is charcuterie boards and more, because, I mean, you know, your knowledge goes far beyond just the Christmas holiday and tailoring it to that. They're part of something new that you've done, a brand new ebook.
Yes.
You will be including, you have included more recipes and things like that. Can you tell us about your new ebook?
So I designed this ebook specifically for the holiday season to help you elevate your holiday hosting and to kind of just give you a basic baseline that'll really help you kind of guide yourself through the holiday season. But it's got 15 of my most popular recipes, 8 cheese boards with shopping lists, how to set a table 101 basics with photos for each step so that you kind of get an idea of examples for each. There's a pre-party checklist, hosting tips. So this thing is like jam-packed full of everything you need to host for the holidays, and the feedback so far has been really great.
Oh, so. I bet it is. I mean, everything that I've seen you do, I don't know how it wouldn't be great. And the best part about it, as we mentioned, it is an ebook. That's what it looks like before you download it from the website. The website there at the bottom of your screen. You always have it on you. Yeah. That's the best part about it being an ebook. You want to access it on your phone while you're at the grocery store. You can do all of that because it's all digital, it's all online. A labor of love for sure. So Megan, thank you for sharing that with us today. If you want to purchase her new holiday hosting ebook or browse her many recipes and party ideas, be sure to visit that website we just showed you, thechicishchick.com. Once again, Megan, thank you and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
And still to come after the break, we've got our wins of the week, including craft time to beat those winter blues. All right, I don't know who else is with me, but it is Monday, I can't believe it's already Monday.
I know.
These weekends are just jam-packed with everything, including everything holiday-related. A lot of people stayed inside this weekend, though.
That was me.
For good reason.
Yes.
A little cold out there.
Yeah, we got all of our running and all that stuff done last week in preparation for the snow and the cold. Again, it wasn't gobs and gobs of snow, but it was enough to really cause some issues on the road, so hopefully you all stayed safe out there. It wasn't great snowman building weather, but it was great craft making weather, so that's what me and the kids did all weekend, mainly on Saturday. So there's Carson and Chandler doing it. They were all looking at me. I was on the side. Rosalie took the picture, but there's Chandler with her magic wand that she wanted to make, and then Carson made a jellyfish, and then afterwards we were all pooped. So I think it was yesterday actually, we took a little nap on the couch there, and then not pictured though is what we did after craft time. We took our couch cushions and put them all together and created a little slide down our stairwell.
You're fun.
So this was Rosalie's idea. Dad played along, and actually they had a lot of fun. So you know, they did that since we couldn't really get out and about. But I did get a report that we made a visit to Santa today at the mall. So Chandler did not want to meet Santa, but Carson was all about it. So can't wait to hear about that.
See photos.
I know.
If there are photos, I'm very excited about that. Our weekend was very festive, but also filled with dance.
Yes.
So as I said on Friday, or was it Thursday for Throwback Thursday, we try and go every year to the Nutcracker, and so this year was no different. There's Darby and her little pals there, and we go every year to the Nutcracker. Now this year, our little friend was part of the show, and I cried as if that baby was my own baby, seeing her on stage. We were so proud of her, and then Darby had her dance recital yesterday. I tried to blur out all the other.
Hey, you did a good job. I'm like, oh wow, she did a really good job.
I don't know if their parents would want me showing that on TV.
Fair enough.
So, but Darby would love it. So there she is, very proud of herself at her Christmas recital. So
good job, Darby.
It was a very jam-packed weekend for us, and we did have to go outside to and from the car.
It was brutal. Warmer temps ahead.
Warmer temps ahead. All right, thank you so much for watching today.
Jeopardy is coming up next, followed by your news at 4, where Eric talks about those warmer temperatures. So stay tuned for that.